Hey, what's up? I'm glad you made it here. This is Roderick Bet, and hereby I present arguably the best and most profitable betting strategy in YouTube. I have experience of betting MMA and the UFC for more than 9 years, and I'll be sharing my betting strategy in the full card predictions for UFC Fight Night 188, Vettori versus Till. I'll be starting out with the past results, then how I'm betting the card, onto the breakdown, and if you're interested in supporting the channel, stick around to the closure part. In respect to your guys' time, I added timestamps in the description so you guys can better locate each fight breakdown. The only thing here, guys, this is not a recommendation or advice. This is neither an investment of any type. This is how I'm doing things, and if you wish to follow anything I'm saying here, read the disclaimer and make sure you agree with it. Give this a thumbs up, and if you like what I'm doing here, subscribe and share with your friends. Guys, also would like to thank for the current supporters, and I got some positive messages saying that you guys have been around, and it seems to some of you that I'm one of the best handicappers, so I appreciate those comments, and I'm obviously trying my best here, not only to bring the right picks, but also to bring the right betting strategy, right? My goal here is consistency. So like I said, on to the results. So it's been a while that I don't cover results because it's been a while that I don't record. Some of the videos I recorded before. So UFC Fight Night 186, Gain versus Rosenstruik. I bet 5.25% of my money. It came back 11.38. The best bet there was Thiago Moises. I said that he was a strong favorite, and that was my biggest bet. So I got on profit 6% from a ROI perspective, right? You know, if I'm gonna compare this to this, right? What I risked versus what I got back. So I got 116% profit a night. In terms of the right picks and right bets, this was the percentages for the right bet when I bet the juice, and 100% when I bet the dog. It was one bet. And UFC 259, I got a quite nice bets around. I said a lot about Megan Anderson. She didn't come on top, so I lost 8% of my money there. On the other hand, I got Trevin Jones, Nzechukwu, Kyler Phillips. I got also Amanda Lemos, Uros Medic, so a pretty good night for me. I risked 24% of my money, 31% came back, so nearly 7% profit from the units perspective, right? In terms of percentages, it's less than 30%, but still quite reasonable profit. And these were the metrics, right? So just so you guys see, I'm having for this year only 400% profit if I'm gonna add all of these events, all right? And if I'm talking about from the start of the channel, I have nearly 90% ROI, right? So from July last year, so I think it's pretty good here. And this is the percentages in average, right? So this is in a more visual manner where the current profit sits, how I did in each month. February was pretty good, and now March started with one event. In terms of high, medium, and low quality bet, minus 8% was Megan Anderson's loss. In terms of median confidence, from 14 I got 9, and in terms of percentage of profits, nearly 30%, and from low quality bets, nearly 8% profit, guys. So my style is based on diversification in my experience, and also putting more money when there is more value, in my opinion, obviously. All right, so on to the fight breakdowns, guys. Please bear with me here. It's 15 fights to cover, and I'll be changing a little bit the way I present things. I'll be still using the same idea, but rather than talk about each skill separately, I'll give you guys what I think will happen in the fight, and the rest I'll leave you guys to read. Okay, so I think this makes more sense. I think that you guys are more interested to what's gonna happen in the fight rather than skill set. All right, and then you guys can pause here, read what I put. It may be worth your time. All right. So between Joe Solecki and Miller, Solecki is a guy that he's more like a wrestler and a grappler. In terms of striking, he does a pretty good job, but it's, you know, mostly on the defensive part. The defensive part I don't like much. And to win here, he has to, you know, push Miller against the cage, take him down, hold him down, and try to submit him. Miller is a veteran, guys. He's not gonna fall for that easily. I think he's gonna get taken down, especially the first round. But it's gonna be quite tough for Solecki to finish Miller. I expect that Miller loses the first round, and then Miller starts picking up the pace. Solecki also slows down, so I expect Solecki to win the first. Miller start getting better from the second, start landing more shots. I still think Solecki gonna be able to take Miller down from the second round, but I'm not sure he's gonna be able to hold him down there. So it's gonna be a very tricky second round, and if it goes to the third, I think Miller gonna most likely come on top. All right, so these are my evaluation for each of these guys' skill set. And Solecki to win here, he has to out-wrestle Miller, has to preserve his energy, and Miller has to defend those takedowns, make him work, and outstrike him because Miller is the better striker. All right, my pick is Solecki. This would be my odds, per my analysis, and this would be the prop bets that I'm taking. Maybe an interesting one would be Miller in round 2, or especially round 3 for Miller, because like I said, Solecki slows down. But either way, these are the prop bets that I'm taking a look at. And actually, guys, I forgot to mention, I also added this total round betting so you guys can take a look at it. On to Mateusz GAmrot versus Scott Holtzman. Again, GAmrot is a guy that he favors the wrestling more than the striking. He's not a bad striker. He has good hands. Offensively not so much. I like him defensively a little bit better. The problem is that he doesn't throw enough. But the wrestling and the grappling is very good. Especially the wrestling is near elite level. And Holtzman is a guy that likes to put on pressure on you. He likes to throw more strikes, straight shots, swings. Problem that I have with Holtzman is that chin he always carries very high, even though he's a very big, lightweight, strong chin. What I expect in this fight to happen, I expect GAmrot to stay on the outside, try to pick some long shots. I think Holtzman gonna try to walk him down, which is gonna be interesting because at this point I think GAmrot gonna start shooting. He has a nasty single leg, he can chain wrestle too. I think he's gonna take Holtzman down fairly easily, but the question here, can he hold Holtzman down? I think he can at times, depends how Holtzman lands. If Holtzman lands flat on his back, GAmrot can control. If Holtzman lands like on a hip or he's sprawling, gonna be difficult. This is a tricky fight to call and to bet. I think at the end of the day, GAmrot gonna be able to, like I said, stay a little bit more on the outside, throws more straight shots. He's a little bit taller, has a little bit more range than Holtzman. I expect him to throw straight shots and shoot. Holtzman, I expect him to walk him down, try to defend takedowns, get taken down, but get quickly back up. All right, so it's tricky to call and to bet, but still, I think GAmrot is a small favorite, and I expect him that he wins by decision because I think gonna be quite tough that he finishes Scott Holtzman. I also think Holtzman has a little bit more chances to finish GAmrot, but I think still GAmrot is a young guy. He's pretty tough. He's very experienced, so I don't think Holtzman going to be able to finish him. Let me just fix this part here, guys, real quick. All right, so these are my odds. I think GAmrot is a small favorite. Like I said, it's plus 110 here. I'm sorry again. So, and I expect, like I said, GAmrot by decision. The dynamic, GAmrot being able to use more straight shots, taking him down, Holtzman walking him down, make it a close fight. So again, tricky to bet, but this would be my prop bets for this. And I think there's a good chance that this goes to decision. I think I would like very much this round betting, minus 200 range over 1.5, plus 100 range over 2.5. I think it's a good chance there. All right. On to the next one, Impa Kasanganay versus Sasha Palatnikov. Kasanganay is a guy that's still developing a little bit. He's a super powerful and big, not super powerful and big middleweight, but he's gonna be very big and powerful as a welterweight. He's gonna, I expect him to walk Sasha down, like throwing those body shots, those swings that he likes to throw. Sasha Palatnikov surprised lots of people in his last fight against Luis Colsi. Colsi nearly finished him, probably 10-7 or 10-8 round minimum there in the first round. He got nearly finished lots of times. But still, this guy, he showed some toughness that nobody expected because he has been TKO'd before, etc. But still, this guy is quite a veteran. He fights as a veteran. He hits a lot of shots, but he's a good nail, right? So he's good. He's good getting shots, and then he's good picking up the pace from the second round. Still, guys, I think Kasanganay is too physical for Palatnikov. I think we're gonna see Kasanganay again moving inside, swinging, landing with more power. Sasha gonna try to throw straight shots. He can land one or another. He can even try to take Kasanganay down, but it's gonna be tough. So I expect more Kasanganay to walk these guys down. Make it more his style of fight, impose his rhythm. I think it's quite tough for Sasha at this point because he's way smaller. Even though the skill set's quite similar, I think this guy has so much more aggressiveness and physical strength. It's gonna be tough for Palatnikov. All right. Either way, take a look at here what each guy has to do to win. How I evaluate these guys, and like I said, it's Kasanganay by decision, my pick. even though I think there's a good chance that Kasanganay gets the TKO. This will be the prop bets that I'll be taking. If you like Sasha, definitely go by decision because it's going to be tough to finish Kasanganay. Alright? This is how I see the odds, and this is my comments for each fighter, so feel free to pause here and take a look at it. On to the next fight, Shamil Gamzatov versus Un Jung. Guys, be honest here, I'm not impressed by Gamzatov, even though he's Russian, he's undefeated. He's a big guy for the division. He's not that skillful, you know. I don't like much what he does in the striking and the wrestling. Very passive guy, very low output. You know, single strikes for basically the entire fight. Like I said, you know, wrestling is pretty decent, the technique, but he doesn't wrestle enough, makes mistakes on the ground, you know. I don't know, I'm not impressed. Like I said, Jung is not an impressive fighter himself. He's basically a boxer. He has some calf kicks to mix in, but still, this guy's quite tough. He's more experienced, I think, you know. I don't remember actually by the amount of fights they have, but still, he fights better, you know, fights more like a veteran. He has better shots, he has more power, he's more effective than Gamzatov, so I think this guy is a pretty decent favorite. I'm pretty positive that people are gonna go crazy on Gamzatov because of the hype, being undefeated, being Russian, being big, but still, guys, I think this is gonna be the best bet of the card. I'm not betting Jung yet. I want to take him at like plus 200, plus 230 range, which I think gonna easily be able to, and I think gonna be a very interesting bet. Still, the way I expect here, I expect Gamzatov to stay on the outside, trying to kick. I expect that Jung gonna try to eventually come forward, you know, push this guy down, start landing more straight shots, make more like a fight, more like a fist fight. Gamzatov can shoot. He can even able to take Jung down the first round, hold him down a little bit, but I think this guy gonna be a little bit better prepared with a takedown defense. I think he's gonna like be able to defend some takedowns, get back up, and keep marching Gamzatov down. You know, Gamzatov can show up some skills that he never showed, so I'm curious for this part, but still I think Jung gonna be able to outstrike Gamzatov, land more shots, and edge on him on a decision. Okay, Gamzatov is quite a big, tough guy. I think gonna be tough to finish him, but still, I think Jung will come on top and by decision, which makes Jung by decision prop bet probably very, very interesting. All right, this should be a slow-paced fight. I'm not discarding a draw. All right, like Gamzatov taking him down, but Jung making more damage, doing more damage. Sorry, but still. And guys, this in terms of round betting, actually, I think I copied this from a previous slide. I expect this to be quite slow-paced, like I said. Just give me a second here. Okay. Being like slow paced, like I said, so I would take this like minus 170 range, over 1.5, and like plus 100 range, plus 130 range, something like this. Over 2.5 rounds. All right. So I think this will be good round betting. All right, on to the next fight. Jack Shore versus Hunter Azure. Shore is a guy that favors the grappling. He's not a bad striker, has quite good straight punches, but I'm not rating him too well because I don't think he throws enough, but the wrestling is pretty good. He likes to out-wrestle guys, to out-grapple guys. He's pretty intense on what he does. Also, he keeps shooting, he keeps pushing the pace. Azure is a guy is more like a striker, like to defend takedowns, throw more like heavy blows, like swings to the body, to the head, you know, can like kick a little bit. What I expect here, guys, Shore, I think he's gonna try to out-wrestle Azure. Azure gonna get taken down, I'm quite sure. The question here is, can Shore hold Azure down? I think he can, because he's a good back taker, he's a good BJJ player. Azure is a tough fighter to hold down. He's quite good on the submission defense, but still, I think Jack Shore gonna keep pushing the pace so much that at some point Azure gonna start getting taken down, getting frustrated. I also don't think Azure gonna outstrike Shore like a lot. I'm giving quite good rating for Azure, but it's mostly because he has good volume. But in this fight, it's gonna be quite tricky for him. Shore is a little bit taller and throw better straight shots. So I expect Shore, you know, even like he can even sit back for a while Azure is trying to push the pace, but at some point Shore gonna shoot, and I think that's gonna be the difference. Plus I think Shore gonna use the jab quite a lot, straight punches. All right, so I think that's it for what I see gonna happen. Also, short can take Azure's back, choke him out is also a possibility. I'm going short by decision because Azure is a very tough guy. And also depends a lot how well Shore gonna be able to hold Azure down. So that's why I have quite a big range between how strong a favorite Shore is. He could be nearly 40%. He could be even a dog if he can't take Azure down. He could be a super strong favorite if he can take Azure down and take his back at will. So that's why I have this wide range here, but still by my odds, or Shore would be like minus 130 in average and Azure plus 120. Like I said, I'm betting Shore, but it's mostly, small money because I'm not too convinced. Like when I have 1.5% of my money, the pick is Shore by decision, and this would be the prop bets that I'm interested to. Okay, on to the next fight, Jordan Griffin versus. This is wrong here. I forgot the name of the guy. Luis Saldana. Wait a second. Alright, so Jordan Griffin versus Luis Saldana. I'm not going to be calling this fight at all in terms of predictions because I saw only one fight I could find for Saldana. Looks pretty decent striker, but the guy that he fought in the Contender Series was nothing impressive. Gave him nearly 0 challenges. So I think if you're gonna force me to predict, I'm gonna say that Griffin gonna be able to out wrestle and out grapple Saldana, but I totally don't have any, basically any confidence for this because, like I said, I don't have much footage on Saldana. But still, what I expect here is Griffin to be able to shoot using his ground game. He's pretty good there. He's a pretty wild striker, quite odd and unorthodox guy. But on the grappling, he does a pretty good job. Good wrestling, good grappling. I'm assuming that this guy has some takedown defense, not bad offensive game, but still, I don't know. I'm not too convinced because I haven't seen enough, so I'm not going to be calling this at all. I have even not, I didn't correct this part, but still, I think I'm not putting any odds to this. If you're going to force me, I would say, okay, Griffin's probably minus 150 favor, Saldana plus 130, just because, I think Griffin is more seasoned, but again, don't trust me here. And, yeah, I'm not going to be betting this fight, okay? On to the next fight, Aliaskhab Khirziev and Kyle DAukaus. Khirziev, his best asset is definitely his sambo wrestling. Very good, very strong there. I don't think he's a superstar, I think he's a pretty good fighter, but he's quite a small welterweight, and this fight going to be in the middleweight, so he's a very small middleweight, 5'9", doesn't have much range, not much size, not much strength and whatnot, And Kyle DAukaus is a big guy for the division, not a giant middleweight or something, but is not as small at all. Pretty tall guy, 6'4", pretty rangy, very good striking, overall good grappling, better BJJ than Khirziev. So what I expect here, guys, I think Khirziev gonna try to stay in the outside until he shoots. I think DAukaus gonna be prepared for that, gonna be defending those takedowns, and he's gonna start out striking Khirziev. Khirziev has probably over 10 inches reach disadvantage, or at least similar to that. DAukaus has good straight punches, gonna put on the volume. Khirziev gonna be trying to out wrestle DAukaus. DAukaus gonna have the takedown defense ready, gonna make him work. Even if Khirziev takes DAukaus down, like I said, DAukaus is the better BJJ player. I think he's gonna hit the sweeps, or at least he's gonna attack from his back. Khirziev gonna have to back down. So expect this, guys. Khirziev trying to impose his game, not being able to, and then DAukaus, outstriking Khirziev and edging a clear decision, in my opinion. All right, this was my biggest bet of the card so far because I got DAukaus at plus 140 when the line opened up. Pretty happy with the bet. In terms of my odds, I think this would be the odds I'm considering. Still, I'm being quite, giving more chances to Khirziev than I think he has. I think this is nearly DAukaus to 65% favorite because, like I said, there's such a size discrepancy. I don't think Khirziev gonna be able to, impose his game in this case. These will be the prop bets that I'll be taking. Still, Khirziev is a very tough guy, even fighting a way bigger fighter. I think he's gonna be able to survive because he's so tough and he's gonna be trying to win all the time. All right. Zak Cummings versus Sam Alvey. Pretty weird fight. You guys know why. Expect Sam Alvey to wait, on the nearby the cage until the opportunity comes. He's gonna try to swing his right hand. He's a southpaw, and his left hook. he's pretty good there, you know, I'll give him that. He also times it pretty well. When he starts landing, he's dangerous. When he blitzes, he's also dangerous, but it comes so not often. But still, you know, watch out for this. I think he's a quite dangerous striker, even limited as he is. But still, I think Cummings, at the end of the day, he's gonna come prepared. Gonna try gonna be able to use more leg kicks. Gonna try to, you know, out volume Sam Alvey. That's why I think he's a small favorite. But don't expect that Cummings gonna dominate the fight. I even expect that Sam Alvey gonna surprise, not on the style, but gonna surprise when he starts landing because he's a good counter puncher. So I'm back and forth here, to be honest. But it's gonna be a slow paced fight. Don't expect this to be exciting. But still, close fight, guys. And I think I'm going Cummings by decision, but very tentatively. If you're gonna force me to bet at plus 150, I would bet Sam Alvey. That's where the line is at. Because I think Cummings is like a small favorite, but you know, it could be nearly a pick'em. Sam Alvey has more power, has more size on Cummings, so you could argue that Alvey has even quite good chances here. And like I said, if you're gonna force me to bet, I would go Alvey, but still for now I'm holding off. If Alvey climbs to like plus 170, plus 180, then I would go for Alvey. And this would be the prop bets that I'm taking. Should be super slow, both guys very strong chin. And I don't think this gonna be inside of the distance. And even take a look at the draw, you know, because could be Cummings landing more volume, you know, Alvey lands a big shot, you know, makes an even round, or still a 10-8 round in the end of the fight, you know, and these guys go to a draw. So take a look at this draw. Prop bets could be quite interesting. Norma Dumont versus Bia Malecki. This is like quite interesting fight to call because Dumont, she looked quite impressive her last fight, but she's not an elite fighter yet, guys. She's super confident, coming out hard. She believes in herself very much, but still fairly inexperienced. You can tell that she tries to do things, but it doesn't quite flow well. So I expect her to try to start very strong, but I think she's gonna start fading from the second. Malecki, not the best fighter herself, you know, like she's quite tall, long girl for the division, has some Muay Thai credentials, but she's not that super striker, you know, like she makes lots of mistakes. The better striker actually is Dumont. But it's gonna be interesting after Malecki, after the first round ends, what's gonna happen. I think from there Malecki gonna start walking Dumont down, gonna be able to make it a close fight, even gonna be able to out volume Dumont. So it will come down a lot to how well Dumont can preserve her cardio, how well she can shoot, you know, and you know, make Malecki range not count a lot. I think she can, but still I'm not that convinced because she's fairly inexperienced, and you know, I'm not sure she has the best cardio in the world. So the way I expect this to play out is I think Dumont either gonna start super fast, take this girl down, try to take her back and finish quick. Either she's gonna wait for Malecki to come and start shooting, either she's gonna brawl with Malecki in the first round, so expect Dumont to dominate the first, maybe even 10-8. But from there, expect Malecki to pick up the pace, you know, make it more like a slow-paced fight, you know, more like a, you know, plodding style for Malecki, landing more shots, but still quite close. I think Dumont's quite a decent favorite. I'm going her by decision, but she can finish, you know, Malecki if she take her back and etc. Again, quite a wide range here because I'm gonna come down a lot to how Norma's cardio is at right now. If she starts taking Bia down, holds her down, out grapple her, then she's quite a strong favorite. If not, she could even be the dog here. So this would be my odds. It's quite weird to bet. I'm not betting either of these girls at these lines at least. Maybe Norma at minus 170 range I would play a little bit. Or Bia when she reaches probably like plus 300, maybe interesting for me. But as of now, I'm not betting this fight. But still, I think, yeah, it's quite even tough to predict because, like I said, Norma can start fast, can finish her quickly in the first round by submission or something. But still, these are the prop bets that I'll be taking. Yeah, and feel free to pause here, take a look on these comments, they are worth your time. Daniel Rodriguez versus Mike Perry. I think Rodriguez is gonna be the one pushing the pace a little bit more. You know, as interesting as the sound, actually Mike Perry probably gonna start fast as he always does, trying to swing. He's gonna maybe try to out wrestle Rodriguez in the first round. which is gonna be interesting because Rodriguez has quite decent takedown defense. He's a big guy for the division. That'll be tough to hold him down. Plus Perry doesn't have the rounds yet. He doesn't have the experience, even though he improved quite a lot there. I got pretty impressive, you know, to be honest, with Mike Perry and the way he evolved his wrestling and BJJ game. But still, he's not at the high level or anything yet. Rodriguez is the one that's more effective in my opinion. Better straight shots, taller guy, ranger guy, you know, more technical with the straight shots. I expect him, both of these guys, to brawl in the beginning, probably, especially because Perry gonna come out strong and Rodriguez not gonna back down from the brawl. He's not a guy that backs down, so they both gonna start swinging. Rodriguez has a strong chin. I think Perry has a good chin too, but if I'm gonna rate the chins, Rodriguez is better. So I expect the first round to be fairly close, and from the second, I expect Rodriguez to pick up the pace, use his size to his advantage, his volume, outstrike Mike Perry, and even maybe finish Perry on the third round or even on the second round. But still, I expect that I'm picking Rodriguez by decision because Perry is a tough guy, you know. And let me fix this thing here. Okay, so for my odds, I would give Rodriguez, you know, minus 180. I would give Perry like plus 165. Like I said, I think Rodriguez is gonna be able to outstrike Perry. Perry can take him down, but you know, I don't think gonna happen too often. Plus, I don't think Perry can hold him down for too long. So it's Rodriguez by decision. These were the prop bets that I'll be interested to. Always feel free to pause here, take a look at these comments. I think they're worth your time. On to the next fight, Sodiq Yusuff versus Arnold Allen. Super exciting fight, guys. High level, two hot prospects coming at each other. Great level. Yusuff is a guy that likes to march guys down, use his power to his advantage. Has very strong calf kicks. This guy is a tank. Has can take lots of shots. Very strong chin, strong body. You know, he's heavy-handed, so he's a force there. When he clinches, he's pretty good on the offensive clinch to hold the guys there, land strong knees up the middle. Allen, I can tell, quite similar about himself, but still he's a little bit more technical. I like his footwork a little bit better, more straight shots, you know, tries to mixing his attacks a little bit better, can wrestle a little bit. What I think gonna happen here, guys, gonna be interesting to see Yusuff marching Allen down. I think Allen gonna be ready for that, popping out his jab, hitting angles, start landing the right hand behind it, gain Yusuff respect, and from there gonna be interesting to see if Allen gonna push the pace, how Yusuff gonna react, you know, start swinging wildly, which I think is most likely. And Allen, gonna be interesting to see his discipline too after he starts landing. He can even hurt Yusuff a little bit. He's gonna start brawling and risk the fight. I think he's, even though he's quite young, I think he's quite composed in there. I think he's under Firas Zahabi, so I think this is gonna be interesting to see his game plan on this fight, which is, I think, gonna come to him being more technical. So, like I said, I expect Yusuff marching him down, Allen picking his shots, you know, being able to hurt Yusuff a little bit more, just because he's gonna land more. But still, Yusuff can catch him on an overhand, you know, hurt him and even finish him. So it's not an easy fight to call. But still, I think Allen is quite a small favorite because he's more technical, he has more tools in his arsenal, can kick a little bit better too, you know, even though Yusuff has more power. Like I said, Yusuff is also a little bit physically stronger. At least has better chin than Arnold Allen has. All right. So, but Yusuff gets hit quite a lot. Again, guys, it's tough, you know, to see a strong favorite here. So I'm going Allen. Like I said, this will be my odds. I think there's some value on Allen. I put some money on him, like 1.5% of my money, because Yusuff definitely can win here. And this will be the prop bets that I'll be taking, guys. Feel free to pause here, take a look on these comments. I think they can help you to your analysis. Ignacio Bahamondes versus John Makdessi. Bahamondes on the offensive strike, guys. This guy is legit 6'1" or 6'2", super long guy, very creative, you know, straight shots, you know, he can brawl, he has a strong chin, knees up the middle, he can spin, he can head kick, you know, very powerful head kick. So this guy is a force on this offensive striking. On the other hand, we have Makdessi, which is a force of the defensive striking, because he's very technical, he has good angles, he's good punching with the opponents, going to the body. What I expect here, guys, Bahamondes to walk Makdessi down using his range, use lots of kicks. Makdessi has to try to get inside, you know, throw to the body. Bahamondes makes mistakes, lots of mistakes defensively. He's super strong offensively, but not defensively. Chin is up, can get hit quite a lot. But still, there's such a size discrepancy here, guys. 6'2", let's put it. Probably 75 or 76 inches. 5'8", 67, 68 inches. So over nearly 10 inches in arm length. But this comes to what, 5 inches in height. So it's a massive size discrepancy. This guy kicks very well. Unless Bahamondes games with a very lame and bad game plan, I think Makdessi is in for a treat here. It's gonna be tough for him to win. So expect Bahamondes to walk him down, start landing and finish Makdessi with a knee or something. So it's Bahamondes by TKO. I think he's a strong favorite. I'm betting him. The line opened up like minus 200 on Bahamondes. I took that bet. I'm parlaying him quite well. But I don't know. I don't like Makdessi in this fight. Maybe if he goes to plus 400, you can think of betting Makdessi because of, I don't know. Like I said, if Bahamondes bring a very stupid game plan or something. But rather than that, guys, this guy should dominate. Way younger, 23, super tough, and I don't know. To me, Makdessi is gonna be on a tough fight for him. All right, and also look at this kickboxing background on Bahamondes, guys. It's nasty. Okay, so pause the video here, take a look at these comments, and on to the next fight. Yorgan de Castro versus Jarjis Danho. De Castro is the way better striker here. The way this fight gonna play out, unless Danho comes with something totally different, I think it's gonna be quite difficult this to happen. He's gonna try to move forward with an overhand and clinch. He doesn't have wrestling. Don't get it twisted. Think that this guy can out wrestle De Castro or something. De Castro it's quite a small heavyweight, but still, good underhook's gonna be enough to stop Danho. Being patient on the cage. Let this guy use his muscle, and then afterwards gonna be De Castro out striking Danho fairly easily, even putting him out. So I don't know, man, how Danho can win this fight. Probably just holding Castro on the cage, try to out wrestle him, take him down, hold him there, repeat, preserving his cardio, or even being lucky with the overhand, which I don't think gonna happen. I think De Castro is quite composed in there. He's probably under the better training camp, but definitely has better hands, etc. I'm picking De Castro. I think it's gonna be round 2 because Danho starts quite fast. Let's put it this way. Gonna hold him there in the first. From the second, he slows down like ridiculously. Pretty sloppy guy. Sloppy guy, guys. And I don't know. Unless, like I said, he brings something totally different. I don't trust him at all. So De Castro to me could be even nearly a 90% favorite. But still, I'm going like between 75% for Danho for De Castro. If you like Danho, guys, I don't know. You could bet him on a decision maybe if I can stall the fight. Not a bad call, by the way. Danho by decision at this range. I would take this bet, but still, I think gonna be De Castro all day here. All right, and feel free to pause here. Ansaroff versus Mackenzie Dern. If you guys are familiar to the MMA world, you know what's gonna happen to this fight. Ansaroff she's a girl that likes to counter straight punches, quite good kicker. But she's more like a passive striker. She doesn't push the pace quite often, but still on the defensive part, she's very good. Mackenzie Dern is an elite BJJ player. I'm giving more on the defensive part because on the offensive she doesn't have the wrestling, sorry. But she has a powerful overhand, so it's gonna be quite interesting here. What's gonna happen here, guys? It's gonna depend a lot on Ansaroff's preparation for this fight. She always comes ready. I think Dern gonna be trying to get inside, land the overhand, which I don't think she's gonna be able to land as easily as she would like. She's gonna start trying to shoot the single legs. Then we're gonna see what's gonna happen. If Ansaroff cannot defend it, she's gonna be in a nightmare because Dern from top, she's excellent. I'm just not giving more stars because she doesn't have the wrestling, but still the single leg is pretty good. So it's gonna be Dern trying to single leg body lock Ansaroff. I think Ansaroff gonna be ready, gonna defend it. Even if she gets taken down, she's not bad, with the guard. She has good hip escapes, etc. But still, man, I don't know. I think gonna be interesting to see. I think at the end gonna be Dern more likely being able to take Ansaroff down. At least make it a close fight. Also, gonna be close because Ansaroff doesn't have much power. She doesn't throw enough. She's more like a sniper, but doesn't have the power again, so it could be close. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking Dern by decision. And yeah, I don't know. Darren could be a super heavy favorite. Could be an underdog if she cannot take Ansaroff down. So that's why you see a wide range here. I think these odds that I put here are more fair to what we see. I think Darren is a small favorite, but still, I think it's quite tricky to bet Darren. At least at these lines, I would take Darren by decision. Maybe at this plus 200, plus 250 range is an interesting one. Or even Ansaroff by decision, same plus 300, plus 250 range would be interesting. Okay? So feel free to pause here and on to the next fight in the main event, Marvin Vettori versus Darren Till. Good fight. Both of these guys legit middleweights. It's quite easy to know what Till gonna do. He always does the same. He starts very strong, very explosive with the left hand. He's a southpaw. Comes like a laser beam, super sharp, powerful. So he can put anyone out with that. But if he cannot land, he kind of shuts down because he doesn't have much of offense. After that, he also has got a good jab and a good leg kick, a powerful head kick. The kicks come all from the left side. There's the jab, like I said. But guys, if he cannot land his left hand, he kind of shuts down. I expect Vettori to be, the better fighter here in a sense that he's gonna be ready for the left hand. He can get caught even being ready, but still I think he's gonna, even if he gets hit quite sometimes with the left hand, he's gonna be able to survive, get inside, out wrestle Till. And I think Till gonna start getting frustrated when he cannot land the left hand. I think from there, Vettori from the second round probably, or even the third round, he's gonna be able to start picking up the pace, out volume Till, out wrestle Till, So I think that's gonna happen. Expect Till to start super strong as he always does, but then fade, and then Vettori pick up the pace from the second or the third. All right, I'm going Vettori by decision because Vettori doesn't have that much power, even though he has some power. And the wrestling is good, but it's not elite or something. I don't think he's gonna finish Till on the ground either. So it's the Vettori by decision. If you like Till, I think by decision too, even though he has that powerful left hand, I think it's quite tough to finish Vettori. So this would be my odds for the fight. I think Vettori, if I'm gonna put an average, comes to minus 120, but I would say Vettori is more to 60 to 65, nearly 70, not 70%, 60% favorite for Vettori, 65. So I'm betting Vettori at minus 150 in some parlays, but yeah. I don't know, if you like Till, I would say you should get Till like plus money, at least like plus 150 range, because for that I think it's quite tricky to bet Till. Alright, so guys, this will do for it. I'm gonna just wrap this up. And yeah, everything is here that I said in the spreadsheet. So just to comment real quick on the future of the channel, I'm gonna be putting these things in Patreon. And so you guys have some content there. This is gonna be probably around April. So these early predictions and breakdown gonna come to Patreon. I'll still have the YouTube content gonna come more on the week of the fight, and I'm gonna have 3 different tiers there and whatnot. But from still there's the Patreon there. You guys can support the channel, and there's also the my PayPal account if you'd like to make me an international donation. All right. So just to close this out. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, I try to change a little bit the style for this video. I try to make more like what's gonna happen in the fight rather to talk different skill sets separately. I think this is gonna be probably more helpful for you guys to see what's gonna be the fight gonna be like, and to decide whether you want to put money, whether you want to follow what I'm saying here. And again, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please like, subscribe, consider supporting the channel, share with your friends, and good luck with your bets. See you next time. This is Rodder Bet, bringing the best, most consistent and transparent betting strategy for you.